Days of Our Lives, A Dance with Devils in the Crypt. EJ and Kristen's battle redefines Salem's soul. In the shadowed, hallowed halls of the Salem Cemetery, where the air is thick with the dust of generations and the whispered secrets of the departed, confrontation is brewing that promises to tear the very fabric of the town's delicate moral universe. This week on Days of Our Lives, the unlikely, yet utterly inevitable, clash between Mera CEO EJ Mera and the resurrected master, manipulator Kristen Mera explodes in the crypt. This is not merely a family squabble over money or power. It is a profound, philosophical war for the soul of the Mera legacy, and the spoiler photos preview a scene dripping with gothic tension and life-altering stakes. The preview images are a study in chilling contrast. EJ, ever the aristocrat of anguish, stands in the crypt impeccably tailored in a dark suit, his face a mask of calculated fury. He is the present, a man who has walked through fire, literal and figurative, to reclaim his birthright, wrestling with a shred of conscience instilled by his love for Nicole. Opposite him, Kristen, draped in attire that blends mourning with menace, wears a smile that doesn't reach her predator's eyes. She is the past, unrepentant, untamed, a force of chaotic ID that refuses to stay buried. The setting itself is a character. Stone effigies of long-dead Meras look on, silent judges, as the living heirs decide if the family's future is one of ruthless empire or anarchic personal vendetta. The catalyst for this crypt communion is, as always in Salem, a tangled web. Kristen's return from the dead, another in a long line of resurrections this town seems to facilitate with alarming ease, has sent shockwaves. But her latest scheme, a ruthless play for control of Mera enterprises that involves blackmail, leaked secrets, and a direct threat to EJ's hard-won stability, has crossed a line. It's not just business, it's personal. Kristen has weaponized EJ's deepest vulnerabilities: his fatherhood, his marriage, his perpetual struggle to be more than just Stefano's son. She sees his attempts at legitimacy as weakness, a betrayal of the Mera devil-may-care ethos she embodies. EJ, however, is no longer the hot-headed youth or the vengeful revenant. He is a man sculpted by loss, by the searing pain of Sami betrayals, by the miracle of holding his own children. The photos capture a fascinating duality in his expression. The classic Mera rage is there, simmering, but it's tempered by something harder, colder, and perhaps more dangerous, a strategic resolve. He didn't ask Kristen to meet among the tombs for atmosphere. He chose it as a reminder of mortality, of finality, and of the fact that every Mera, no matter how formidable, ends up here. His message is clear. You can play your games, but this is where they ultimately lead. The dialogue teased in spoilers crackles with subtext. You think because you're back, the rules don't apply? EJ snarls. Kristen's retort, a chilling laugh. Rules, cousin? We are the rules. Or have you let Salem soften you into a sheep? This exchange cuts to the heart of the conflict. Kristen represents pure, unadulterated Mera chaos, the belief that desire is justification, that love and hate are two sides of the same coin to be spent freely, and that morality is a fiction for lesser people. EJ, in his current incarnation, represents a new, terrifying possibility, a Mera with a code. Not a good code, but a structured one. He wants an empire, not anarchy. He understands that to keep what he loves, his power, his family, he must sometimes exercise restraint, a concept as foreign to Kristen as humility. This clash is creatively significant for the show's mythology. For decades, the Mera name has been synonymous with villainy. But this conflict asks, what kind of villainy sustains, and what kind consumes itself? Stefano's genius was his blend of grandiose vision and intimate cruelty. Kristen is all cruel intimacy, her vision extending only as far as her own wants. EJ is attempting, however clumsily, to channel the vision without letting the personal cruelty destroy his own castle. The crypt, the resting place of Stefano, is the perfect arena for this debate over his philosophical inheritance. Furthermore, the location is a masterstroke of symbolic storytelling. Crypts are for the dead, yet here are two living beings, both of whom have cheated death, arguing over the spoils of the living world. It speaks to the cyclical, inescapable nature of their family trauma. The stone walls echo with the sins of the fathers and mothers and siblings. The photos hint at moments where both EJ and Kristen seem to glance at the sarcophagi, as if seeking approval or perhaps a warning. Are they fighting for the future, or merely reneging the battles of the past on behalf of ghosts? The fallout from this confrontation promises to ripple across Salem. Nicole, EJ's anchor, remains unaware of the full depth of this viper's nest. Brady, forever tethered to Kristen by a toxic gravity, will be pulled into the vortex. Even Stefan and Ava may find their own precarious positions threatened by the outcome. A victory for Kristen means Salem returns to a state of unpredictable personal warfare. A victory for EJ could signal the rise of a more formidable, because more disciplined, Dimera era. In the most telling preview photo, EJ and Kristen are not shouting, but standing inches apart, speaking in hushed, intense tones. It's the quiet before the storm. He holds a folded document, perhaps a deed, a will, a damning piece of evidence. She holds nothing but her defiant posture, her greatest weapon always being her utter lack of fear. The chill of the crypt seems to emanate from the screen. This Days of Our Lives storyline is more than a soap opera power struggle. It is a gothic family drama exploring whether it is possible to harness darkness without being devoured by it. EJ Dimera wants to build a dynasty on the bones of his ancestors. Kristen Dimera just wants to watch the world burn, starting with his. As they face off among the silent stones, the question for viewers isn't just who will win, but what winning will cost, and whether the soul of a Dimera is something that can be saved, or if it was damned to the crypt long ago. Tune in for a chapter that proves in Salem, the most terrifying battles aren't fought for life or death, but for the right to define what those words even mean in the eternal twilight of the Dimera legacy.